Okay. We've been live for 8 seconds and there's no one here, so I think we should shut it down.
I told you this is going to be a bad idea, but you wanted to do it, so. Hey, let's go live, Mike. Let's be big time YouTubers. Middle of the day while everyone's working. Let's go live. Okay, silly boy. Let's go live. Here we are. Who's watching? How many? Does it say how many are watching?
Hang on. I don't know. I'm hearing you.
Hmm?
No.
Nobody's watching?
Nope.
Well, can you blame them? Fucking watching. Like,
Oh man.
we have no subject matter. I don't know why you wanted to do this, but hey, here I am, appeasing the masses
Hey, I paid you, so shut up.
for my fellow followers. Hey, Mike,
Hey,
you
we
get up.
got a viewer, man. It's time to shut.
Who's watching us?
Lou Rock, man.
Sweet Lou Rock TV.
Lou Rock TV.
What's going on, Sweet Lou? Man of the people.
Ken's here.
Really?
Yeah, Ken Spalding.
Doesn't
Y'all got jobs?
That's what I was just gonna say. Doesn't anybody work? I think people just show up like, hey, let's talk.
We only went live in the middle of the day hoping no one would show up.
Exactly. So what do we want to talk about today? Do we have a topic, or are we just bullshitting?
We're just bullshitting. I have no agenda.
Okay. All right.
Well, what are you doing?
I am sorting out TTM autographs, mostly 60s, 70s, and 80s footballs.
That are already signed?
They are already signed, but I guess I could kind of reveal it here that I may have a new PC in the works.
See you, Lou.
He's gone already?
He said service. He just got a call for service. I don't know if that means like.
I think Lou's like a police officer or something.
Either that, or maybe like a prostitute.
Yeah, that too. Like it could be that kind of service. Not there's anything wrong with that. Not there's any
service.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, pitching or catching, as long as someone's getting it, you know.
I'll tell you right now, there ain't no one paying me for that.
No, exactly. I get charged weekly for it, and that's just from my wife. So Lou's gone. So is it still just me and you? I can't announce the PC unless we have like 5 people here.
Do you not see the freaking comments?
I do not. I think because I'm on my phone. Oh, here we go. Comments. So if I hit that, hey, crazy Kev is here.
You're looking at 2 dudes that never go live. So there is zero agenda. We don't have a topic. We just wanted to bullshit. So
yeah. So I don't know. That's what we're doing. We're just sitting around shooting the shit. What do you got? You got anything to show off lately?
No, I'm going through this shit. What year is this? These golf cards, man.
Okay.
I don't know this to be a fact, but I believe this is like the first golf set ever.
What year is it from?
That's what I'm trying to see. It doesn't say on the back. I think it's 80, maybe 81.
Oh, that's the Donruss.
Yeah.
Is it white border with green around it?
Yeah, I just showed it.
I'm not looking. I'm sorting, so I'm kind of looking down. I'm just listening to you. This isn't. If you're looking for formal streaming where I have to pay attention to what you're showing me. You ain't gonna get that. Like I
That's-
told you, this is a bad idea.
Anyways, I'm going through there trying to figure out who I can TTM, who I can't TTM.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of these guys have passed away.
Yeah, it was 43 years ago. I would get.
Oh, Four Leaf just showed up?
Four Leaf in the house. Four Leaf in the house.
Crazy Kev, you have that entire set in a 9? That's a lot of cards.
The Donruss set?
That's what he just said. That's a lot of damn cards.
How many card set is that?
4? No.
No. Four. I was gonna say not series, set cards.
What is it, like 60 or so?
Dang.
Something like that.
That's pretty good. All in a 9. Damn. That's pretty damn good. That's a good. I'd say that's something to stow away for the future.
Yeah, he just said 66 base cards plus
Wow.
plus 5 league leaders.
Damn. So 71 cards all in a PSA 9. Crazy Kev must be like an avid golfer.
You have to be, dude, to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not a very good golfer, so I can't get into that scene.
Hey, what's going on, Kyle Busch fan?
You just get these people just popping in. Nobody works during the day.
Well, I mean, kind of overrated, really, work.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to upgrade your PC, I mean, knocking off convenience stores is the way to go. You know, you can just, these days, they let you just walk out of stores with stealing. They tell the employees, nope, don't stop him. Don't stop him. Let him take whatever he wants.
Oh, dude, we have a live streaming legend just showed up.
Huh.
From
Lives?
From your neck of the woods. I'll give you a clue. He talks really fast.
He talks really fast?
Really fast.
I don't know. Who is it?
It's because I'm Carlos.
He doesn't talk fast.
You kidding me? Maybe I'm just a little slow in the head. Which
That's more. Yeah, that's more.
I think
Yeah, now you hit it. No, Carlos doesn't speak fast, I don't think. I mean, I'd argue you guys listen really slow. Yeah, Carlos, I thought maybe Carlos works at home, from home, because I think he's like a bank boy or something like that. He does something with a bank, I think. Holds it up.
Hey, Eric, I do speak Canadian because I talk to this dude almost daily.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah, that's overrated, by the way. That's why Carlos will be at the expo, which is in 2 weeks. So that's something I don't know if I'll be at it because the football team I run, our Canadian championship is in British Columbia this year, and I'm supposed to be there. So the fall one's generally a tough one for me to get to, about once every 5 years, but I know he'll be there.
Carlos says he has been working at home for a few years now.
Nice. Good for him. Good for him.
He said he will be at the expo as well.
Cool.
So here's the topic. Well, we don't have a topic, but I just came up with one.
What is it?
What's your thoughts on the NLCS and ALCS?
Well, I think they're probably going to be the lowest ratings ever.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like Texas and Arizona aren't premier matchups. So I mean, I think if Philly would have been in, that would at least help the ratings,
Right.
But I don't really know. And to be quite honest, I don't actually give a rat's ass. Like I can I can name like a handful of guys on each team. For some reason it's not intriguing to me.
Right.
Texas, Arizona. It's just
Or were you hoping the Astros would lose? I know majority of Americans were.
No, that's why I wanted them to win. So people would be pissed off. It's like, what was it? It's the same principle as I heard Bill Burr say, the comedian Bill Burr once. He said, you really got to get to people. He said, he once tweeted out, I can't believe Donald Trump is such an ass. He's going to make me vote for a woman when he was running against Hillary. And he goes, and then you get both sides, going at each other. But no, like I would have liked to. I think the Astros are the better team. What's surprising is that not one single home team won a game. Every game was won on the road, was it not?
Yeah, every single one.
That's pretty crazy. That so literally takes.
The Astros play like no shit about 12 minutes up the road here.
Right.
So this is definitely Astro country, and it was kind of cool because this is my first time I've been home for an extended time because I was in the military.
Yeah.
And so when the Astros were winning their World Series from the past couple years and being in the World Series and losing, I wasn't here. But going to the store this past week and the gym and the bank, dude, like everyone was wearing Astros garb. Ladies at the bank had like Astros bows in their hair. I was like, God, dog, what? It was
really
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Carlos lives close enough to Toronto. That happens with the Leafs every year since 1967. Yeah, I mean, it's good to rally around your team regardless. And Astros fans just wanted to shove it up the asses of all the fans across North America. Like, yeah, you hated us because we cheated, but guess what? We're still winning.
Right.
Because then people are going, damn it, they're doing something else. Like, what else are they doing that we haven't caught on to yet?
So let's see here. Hang on. Crazy Kev says he wants to see Scherzer win another ring before he retires, but he's cool with either team winning as long as it's not the Astros, Dodgers, or Braves.
Yeah. I didn't want to see the Dodgers, that's for sure.
So I had this conversation with Baseball Collector the other day. For those of you that don't know, which I can't imagine anyone watching this now or later wouldn't know, Baseball Collector and I talk just like Canadian Cards and I talk probably multiple times a day, every day. And so Moynihan and I were having this conversation about the cheating and the allegations and all that. And I'm of the mind, I really do believe that every team cheats. I really do. And I think and if they're not, it's because they haven't came up with something, and if goes from pumping in the crowd to, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the whole sport is meant for entertainment, and if they can get a leg up on the competition, I believe they're going to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I run a football team up here. If the other team kind of left their playbook lying around, I'm going to scoop it up.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous to me.
It's human nature. Like, what are you going to do? No, I don't want to take it because, that's not winning correctly. And it's like, shut the F up. Of course you're going to take it.
There's a documentary, a very short, I don't even want to call it a documentary, a little video on YouTube called The Astro That Didn't Cheat
Mm-hmm.
about Jose Altuve. And it basically debunks all of the stuff that involves him.
Yeah, but wasn't he wearing the buzzer?
That, and it talks about the buzzer too.
Yeah, but it talks about it, but wasn't he indeed wearing it?
Well, I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. I'm not going to be one of those fans that say yes when I don't freaking know. There's too many
Come on.
of those.
Come on, you know.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
But it talks about it in that series or in that video, and it says that he talks about because he had a tattoo and blah blah blah, and then it shows a video, or not a video, a picture of him like 2 weeks later with a tattoo. It's like his wife's name there.
Nobody gets a tattoo during the MLB playoffs or the regular season. Like it's.
I mean, that's probably the first thing I would do.
Yeah, once you got accused of it.
Like, hey, I need to go get a tattoo right now.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what do you want on the tattoo? Just a dot. Just a dot. Just put some blue ink there to make it look like at least I can say I was in here and I can say I chickened out. Like, God.
When it comes to the World Series, man, like I don't see how the Rangers can lose. Like,
well, I didn't see how they could win against the Astros, and they did. So, I mean, if all things being relative, like they should win, but stranger things have happened.
Right. I don't know of any Rangers fans in the community other than Baseball Collector.
Yeah, like, well, there used to be that. They used to be on YouTube. They were Rangers fans. I forget their names.
Is that the father and son?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either, man.
It was like they've been off a couple of years, but I think they went to a couple shows with Mike, and they were Ranger fans. And I can't think of who. I keep thinking of Dustin and Blake, but it's not, obviously.
One thing I'm surprised, we're kind of jumping around all over the place, but
yeah,
we're just part of not having an agenda going live.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised Mike, Ed, Ray, and the boys, the Philly boys, haven't done a live video like they do, breaking down shit and venting about the Philly shit in the bed at the end.
Well, they're not. Yeah, I mean,
I think they will. I really do. And them dudes are some passionate freaking fans, man.
Oh, big time. Big time.
I don't, I'm not a Phillies fan. I don't claim to be. I have nothing against them. I'm just not a fan. But I do. I always enjoy watching those videos with those dudes because they are so passionate about their team.
Yeah, it's always good to watch passionate people talk about their team because sometimes the best parts are when they lose their mind.
Yeah.
They get pissed off about it. That, to me, that's funny.
Carlos says probably because they're probably shopping for replacement computers because they actually broke it.
Could be. He's probably bang on. He is probably bang on. That's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they. Well, I'm surprised they haven't come on, but I'm thinking they probably will at some point.
Right.
Because they did something before the playoffs started, didn't they?
Yeah, and then they did one before every series.
Okay.
I was actually laughing when they did their one right before the Braves series. Because Ray from Philly was like, I think we're in the Braves' heads. We're in the Braves. And I'm like, what's this we stuff? I'm like, I don't think you're on the bench, man.
Everyone's got to get involved. Everyone's part of it.
Dude, and I do it. I guess I'm freaking being a hypocrite here because I've been known to do it too. But I just
Yeah.
laugh in general when fans are like, "Man, we got to do this," and I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you're not on the payroll, man."
Well, they're part of insert name nation here.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're all in this together type thing. So, oh goodness, what else is going? What's going on in the hobby? I've been so busy with football lately that I haven't really. Is there anything like any big controversies, or I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately? There's usually something that pops up, or someone did something, or
we should bring Carlos in because if anyone would know, I do.
well, he would know for sure.
He has his ear to the street.
He does have his ear to the ground on that level for sure. He knows what's going on.
What are the chances you go to the expo, Mike?
Oh,
0?
No, not 0. So here's the thing: the football team I run, we do our annual general meeting at the Canadian Championships, and every year it's the second Saturday in November, no matter what it falls. This year, the second Saturday happens to fall on Remembrance Day, which is probably celebrated down there, I think, as Veterans Day, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be there for meetings and stuff. And to be quite honest with you, our team, like, I don't pay for that. The team pays for me to go to BC and participate in meetings, and it's a lot of.
So I don't know if this is a question I should ask here. Should ask privately. Is that something another executive could go to, or do you have to go?
No, I have to because I have the voting power for the team.
Okay.
Unless I relinquish I can send in my vote by proxy to another president, but only the presidents can vote. And if you're not in attendance, you have to send your vote by proxy, where you give the authority for president of Club A to take your vote. And, generally there's certain things that us as presidents of teams are aligned with on what we like to see.
Yeah.
So there's a couple that I would, if I didn't go, I'd give them my vote, and they would vote twice on it because I trust their, we're like-minded in our world of football. So, and they would do the same too. I know it.
Ed basically said there's been no drama. Everyone's been behaving lately.
Well, something's got to happen, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, you know it.
Who said there's no drama?
Well, and I don't want this to go off down some rabbit hole, but
no, sorry. Hold on. Who said there's no drama?
Carlos.
Oh, I thought you said Ed said that.
No, Carlos. He said
okay. No drama. Things are quiet.
Yeah. Everyone's been pretty well behaved.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like I've been trying to look at things differently lately. Mm-hmm. And there's just so much shit going on in the world, like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
It just puts in perspective, like, this is a freaking hobby, dude.
Mm-hmm. It is.
We collect freaking pictures of men on paper. You know what I mean? Like all this crazy stuff going on overseas.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff this morning on the news in Maine. It's like,
yeah. I'm sure the people in Palestine don't care that I picked up a Vic Wirtz 49 Bowman.
Oh, who'd you say?
Vic Wirtz.
I thought you said Dick Warts.
No.
Like,
not to be confused with anal warts.
Like, yeah, I don't really care to hear about your dick warts either.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man. I think sometimes we make a bigger deal out of this hobby than what it is, man.
Yeah, because I mean, all the other stuff, I mean, I say this kind of with, I don't know what the word is. Like we have, like, that's outside, to me, that's outside noise. You know, Russia invades Ukraine, Palestine and Israel are at war. Like, I, I have no seat at that table. You know what I mean? I'm none of the heritages, so it doesn't bother me. And not to say, sorry, I shouldn't say it doesn't bother me. I'm
It
not,
personally affect you.
yes, and I'm not one to join in at protests. I don't. I have my own thoughts on protesting, and I think they turn violent, and people go absolutely crazy at protests because they go insane. And two of our coaches are part of the tactical police squad. So when the whole Israeli Palestinian thing really ramped up a couple weeks ago, they were supposed to be part of our exit interviews for our players who are returning next year. And they both had to pull the chute because they had to be downtown Hamilton at some protest march. And one guy did it for 4 or 5 days. And then he was off for a week and he just said, I'm out of here. And he told his wife and kids, he's like, I'm going to the boat show in Florida. I need to clear my mind of all this crap. Because, you know, I mean, obviously being a police officer is stressful enough, but being involved in those protest rallies that are supposed to be peaceful, generally, when it involves war and people are, you know, they have a seat at the table, it can get violent.
Right.
So,
Hey, we have a new guest, or not a guest, but someone in the comments section. Your friend and mine. She blinded me with refractors.
Andy,
Yeah.
man, I haven't talked to that guy in a while.
Yeah, I used to have a group of friends that would get together and like stream every now and then.
Yeah, he was part of that with us, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he quit doing it.
I can't even remember his last name, for God's sake.
It's Mr. Refractors, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
What's going on, Andy? Hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm not reading the comments. I should fire up my laptop, then that way I could see the comments while I'm talking. Cause
it would blow your mind if you knew just how many people were watching this terrible video we're doing.
What do we got? 4? 4.5?
11.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Pretty sure we get to 12, we might be able to do some sponsorship or something.
Yeah, they'll just be beating down the door, won't they?
Andy said there was only like 2 years in a row that I bailed on you guys, so hush up. I'm kidding. He said weeks. He said weeks.
Oh. Yeah, and I think one of them he was out of town, so technically, I guess that's acceptable.
No,
yeah, just the other night we spoke, and he was out of town, wasn't he?
Yeah, but we don't want to get technical, and I damn sure don't want to give him an option to say it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I got your back, Andy. Hey, is Ed Weskergriff is in here?
No, he's not. Oh, he is.
Ed,
my man, we were just talking about you and the Philly boys.
Yeah.
We wanted to know were y'all going to do like a season-ending video?
Have you all smashed your laptops? How many beer bottles flew through TV screens?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. That's tough. And furthermore, how annoying has Moynihan been to them? Or if there's been any interaction, or maybe there's been some bets. I don't know.
He sends me dumbass Astro memes like once a day.
Mm. Like after they got eliminated?
Yeah, like immediately after he was hit in the bunch.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't even remember. Is Carlos still in the stream?
He says, no anger, just disappointment.
Mm.
Yeah, Ed, like I'm really not one to talk shit about people's teams, man. But, well, I mean, honestly, the Astros are the same. In my opinion, the Astros are a way better team than the Texas Rangers, and they should have won that. And it's the same with you guys. You're like, the Phillies are a way better freaking team than the Diamondbacks. The fact that y'all lost that series is pretty ridiculous, actually, in my opinion.
Isn't that one of those on any given Sunday, though, right? You never know what's going to happen.
I got that, dude. But in a best of 7 series, it's hard to say. Any given Sunday is like it literally one game, winner take all. But dude, a best of 7, come on now.
Yeah. Especially with the fact that nobody won at home. That's huge.
Oh yeah, that was the Astros series.
Mm-hmm.
I heard. I haven't fact checked this. I can't imagine it's true, but I heard the Astros had the worst home record this year. Like I said, I can't imagine that is to be true with their overall record, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I do know they have a problem winning at home, and that happened well before the playoffs.
Mm. Well, where did I read it? Who was?
Ed says the manager gave away game 3 and 4. Tough to win when you boot those 2 games that you should have won regardless. Yeah. Your bats definitely went cold, man. I'll tell you what didn't go cold is y'all's freaking cleats, because them shits were stealing bases left and right.
Yeah. French fries.
Oh, man. Well,
is Carlos still on? Oh, you ready to get off here, or are you bored with talking?
Yeah, I don't want to keep people here watching this terrible live video.
We're not forcing anyone to be here.
Well, there's 6 of the 8 people that I am forcing.
Why are you forcing them?
Because I know some dirt on them, so I'm freaking holding it over their head.
Is Carlos still in here?
Oh, Andy said he came to hear about some young quarterback plays.
For what team?
All of them, dude. There's this dude at this junior high, John Jacobs. Pretty sure he's a pretty good quarterback.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, the dude can't pass social studies to save his ass, but hey.
Yeah.
He can throw that pigskin 15 yards.
What is social studies? Because that's a course that's not offered in Canadian high schools. I know you failed it, so you're not sure, right?
It's like the study of like human society, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I know in high school we had a course called Man in Society, probably the same thing.
Oh, Carlos is still here, dude.
Oh, bring him in. Nothing like a fellow Canadian.
Let's see, how do I do this? I'll bring in whoever, man. It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Boop. There you go. There's a link, boys. Just know there's zero agenda here.
Yeah, we're just shooting the gab. Anybody? Bueller?
Ooh.
Be good to get. I wouldn't mind if Carlos would jump on because I want to know if he has any inclination as to um, the hobby as it pertains to the expo and what his thoughts are. You know, he goes. I think he goes to both expos every year. It's kind of he does like a weekend thing. He lives in Mississauga, but it's more convenient just to get a hotel and spend the weekend. And I know he does that.
I'd want to go for that meat stand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the meat guy.
Hey, Carlos is here, my man.
Bring him on.
Bam.
What's going
There
on?
he is. Little Canadian. Now the Canadians rule the show.
Yeah, now I just need to leave.
Yeah, the CRTC would be happy. This covers the CanCon requirement.
Exactly.
We have laws, Garrett. We cannot do anything without a certain amount of Canadian content. We literally have to like throw in a Mountie or something. Like we gotta just stand there. Like I just need you to stand there and hold the flag and wave it occasionally, and that'll meet our CanCon requirement.
He literally, Carlos, doesn't understand that because, and I guess the best way to describe it is on Canadian radio stations. If they don't play enough Canadian content, they can be fined.
Yeah.
Which is, like.
Well,
yeah.
Hey, Mike, this plays into your wheelhouse. It's basically what makes the Canadian Football League what it is. It is the definition of CanCon. It is like we've got a professional football league. Yeah, we can have Americans and other people in it, but we have to have a certain amount of Canadian players or else.
Correct.
And it's like, and the one time they put in a couple of American teams, like, oh, you guys can reverse it. It's fine. The American teams won the Grey Cup.
Yeah, exactly. They have all American.
If you can pull the full pool of players and get the best ones, then yes, you'll probably win.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Stallions, y'all. The Baltimore Stallions.
Yeah. And at one point they were just the Baltimore Football Club, weren't they?
This dude said so. Just Justin Bieber radio.
Nah.
He lives in the U.S. enough. We might let you claim him. He might not fit CanCon requirements anymore.
Man.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber and Shania Twain. That's all that plays.
No, but if you listen to a rock station, you're going to get your fill of Nickelback. You're going to get your fill of Rush and Triumph and all of that stuff.
Well, you can play a bunch of Tragically Hip. They have 1 million albums. You can play that, and that'll cover it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be good.
Are you not a hip fan of the hip, Carlos?
I like a lot of their stuff. I won't sit there and listen to it. Like there's so much stuff now, but I will.
Yeah, but
some of it will fit in the rotation.
You're a big Matthew Good fan, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's another Canadian guy, and you won't hear Matthew Good on American radio.
I've never heard of that name.
Right.
They had one album that I think probably crossed the thing with this was a Tragically Hips thing too. A lot of these Canadian bands, unless they really go global, most of them don't cross.
Mm-hmm.
Although right around late 90s, when Beautiful Midnight came out, when that album came out, I think it sold well in the US. So I think it probably got some airplay, but that was 20 years ago. So like,
and I think the Tragically Hip got a bone thrown to them because they appeared on Saturday Night Live. Only because Dan Aykroyd was the host, who is also Canadian.
Yeah. There's our CanCon. So Garrett, it's all just about finding excuses to use the CanCon content. That's all it is.
Mike and I'll be talking, and I'm just going to pull some random name. I'm making up a total name. It'll be like, Judy Smith? And I'm like, no, I have never fucking heard of that name. Oh, she's Canadian. And I'm like, of course she is, dude. Like,
because we get it rammed down our throats here. We have to know Canadian content. I think it was Dave, Blue Jacket 66. On the day Gordon Lightfoot died, you know who Gordon Lightfoot is, right, Garrett?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Canadian. So when he died, and Dave's a big music fan,
I was thinking that when Mike was giving the story, he was going to say he's Belgian.
He's
No.
I would love for him to be like he's trying to make this entire point. He goes, Gordon Lightfoot, he's Belgian.
Yeah. No, but Dave actually texted me and said, that's part of my childhood, Gordon Lightfoot, gone.
Yeah.
And
it's not like there aren't Canadian singers or bands or things that can cross over. But Mike's point is right that for rock bands, if you end up being niched down too long, then or if you don't have a big crossover hit that basically goes everywhere, then it won't work out for you.
Yeah, like someone like Bryan Adams, like just went, he's everywhere.
Sure.
On every radio station, no matter where you are. So,
you said you had questions for him about the expo?
Yeah, like with the, and again, because our football season is just wound down, and I haven't really been paying too much attention to the hobby, but it seems like it's a quiet time in the hobby, maybe not because there's no controversy, but because it just seems quiet. Like I find the amount of videos aren't coming out as much.
Yep.
How do you think that's gonna correlate towards the expo? Do you think the expo still will be a big deal like the National is in the US, regardless of the hobby?
Well, I think the expo has always been a little bit insulated from it because I was attending expos going back all the way to the mid '90s. So
right.
and you're right. I attend usually both versions. So I make jokes with a lot of the folks that talk about the amount of nationals and everything I've been. Since the expos twice a year, I've been upwards of 50 plus expos.
Damn.
So
when was the last time you missed a year where you missed both?
I've never missed both. I've always attended at least one of the two every year since probably 95, 94, something like that.
Okay.
Is there one of the two considered better or bigger than the other?
Fall's the bigger one. If a lot of friends and things that I know, even some of the folks that are coming up from stateside, they say if you're going to pick one, you pick the fall because hockey season's underway, baseball playoffs are happening. You've got the NBA winding up. The four major sports are all operating, so you've got that going for you. It depends. Obviously, Southern Ontario can always be a fickle beast on weather. We have some years that are not so great, but some years are fine. Like we've had some years where it's going to be cooler. You know that for sure.
Yeah.
But the place is beside the airport, so it's not like you have to do a bunch of traveling if you stay at one of the hotels nearby. We've got a ton nearby that area. And the key to the whole thing is usually, and this year we've got it again, Series 1 hockey comes out before that fall, right around that fall expo time. And that is a monster release. It's huge.
Yeah.
So, and we've got it. So it got released. So obviously now Upper Deck's going to be there. We're doing their pack redemptions and stuff. People are going to be opening cases of it. So there's going to be cards flying all over the place over there. So the fall is the play. If you're going to go to one, go to the fall.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. It does surround itself by release time for Upper Deck Series 1.
Which is smart. It's smart for everybody.
Yeah. Now, here's my thoughts or question to you. Do you think, from a business standpoint, it was smart to keep Bedard in Series 2? Or do you think there would have been, like, more... Like, because if Bedard becomes, quote unquote, a bust, when that comes out, people may not be jumping on it. Where bringing it out in Series 1, you're going to sell a shit ton of it, and it doesn't matter whether he's good or not. Like Lafreniere was. He came out in Series 1. So do you think it's a good move or bad move or indifferent? What are your thoughts on that?
So it's a risky play. You're making the key point, the good one. So I can make an argument for this both ways. But let me give you some food for thought with the question you're asking. I think it was risky, but think about this. So let's say they had put him in Series 1. We know he would be the biggest draw. We know that would be, as we speak, Series 1 is selling like hotcakes without him. and you change the configuration, you change the amount of packs per box. I
Right.
know one of the shops that I'm good friends with, their initial allocation was more than 1,000 boxes, and they sold it in like 2 days.
Damn.
Gone.
Wow.
And they had to restock. Gone.
Wow.
Now, which was just to say they could have raised the price. They were fair on their pricing, but they could have easily. Now imagine, take your alternate scenario. Imagine they put Bedard in Series 1. We know the young guns there, and you got the various parallels they've added, including the potential 1-of-1. Which, by the way, the front of the box lies. There's been 1-of-1 young guns before. I gave # scholarship about this. Lies.
Okay.
But anyway, so Upper Deck, you don't even know your own product. Ha!
Right.
By the way, Mike, just so you know, here's a trivia question you can beat somebody with. There were 2 legit 1-of-1 young guns in the previous iteration. It was all the way back in 99, 2000. 2 of them actually exist. Only 2 are real rookies, even though there were multiple young guns. One of them was a number 1 overall draft pick of the Atlanta Thrashers back in 99.
Kovalchuk?
No, he was a complete bust.
Oh, not Patrick Stefan?
Yes.
Okay.
Him and Oleg Saprikin are the only 2 young guns who were rookies and who actually do have 1-of-1 versions that should exist out in the world.
Why?
Oh.
Why did they?
Because there were 2 years that Upper Deck did 1-of-1s back in the late 90s. 98, 99, they actually had 1-of-1s, but they had no young guns. So that wouldn't count. And then 99, 2000, they actually brought back the young guns to stay, which would continue now every year after that. But that year, they still had 1-of-1 parallels. So Upper Deck, you lie.
Yeah.
Lies.
Yep.
Upper Deck,
they're hoping.
There's probably nobody in the building who was there at the time, so probably nobody remembers.
Exactly. So you can call them to task when you're holding court at the food court. If someone from Upper Deck comes by, you should pose that question in front of everybody.
No, I know a few people at Upper Deck, and I'm going to be like, so why do you lie to the people? Why? Why do you fill our lives with lies?
Exactly. Get them all.
With that. Now the thing is, I thought about it when they originally promoting that. I was like, that doesn't sound right to me. I swear there had to have been. And then I went and did like a 5-second search, and then I went and found the year, and then I went like, Stefan and Oleg Saprikin. They sucked, but that doesn't change the fact that they were 1-of-1 young guns. It's a fact.
Didn't Patrick Stefan, wasn't he the one that had that chance for Dallas to score that empty netter?
It became a meme. Yep.
And then Alish Hemsky ended up scoring on the same play because he missed the empty netter, right?
That is what Patrick Stefan's career was known for. And if you can find that 1-of-1 young gun, you too can have a piece of history with a dude that just became a meme.
Dude, how much do you think that would be? Like you say, the guy was a bust, but still.
Listen, I'm willing to open about if someone has that shit. I'm willing to offer a solid $100 for it. I want it.
Solid $100.
I was like, I want it just for the jokes. I will happily take it and put it and proudly display it here for the joke. But and the entertainment's worth about $100 to me. That's
American or Canadian?
I'll give you American, just for the hell of it. I'll give you American, just because I'm in a good mood. You can have 100 US if you find me that crap.
Oh man.
And that'll fit nice and cozy beside your Josh Rosen PC.
I got the Josh Rosen PC. I'm going to put some Greg Jeffries and Todd Van Poppel beside it. All the goats.
Yeah.
All the goats.
Ben McDonald. You got to get Ben McDonald in there.
Look, listen. It's like there are idiots out there. I don't know if you guys can believe this. There are idiots out there that will collect, peasants like Mike Trout. He sucks. But Tom Brady, garbage. The goats. Josh Rosen. Greg Jeffries, Todd Van Poppel, Patrick Stefan, the real greats of the game.
Jerome Walton.
Legends. What's that?
Jerome
Walton.
We need some Sam Bowie. We gotta have some Sam Bowie. Yeah. If you want to go to multiple sports, we can go. We can go weird directions.
Can I get some Greg Oden in there?
There you go. Hey, at least Greg Oden had a funny bit where I think it was in an ESPYs. Greg Oden did like a little comedy skit on the stage, and Greg Oden was there. And I want to say Justin Timberlake was the host. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was somebody there, and there was a joke where Greg Oden was at the piano, and whoever it was says, "Yeah, can you give me a G?" And it's supposed to be the note, and then he just leans into the microphone and he goes, "G," and I go, "All right, at least you have a sense of humor." And from what I understand, Greg Oden took a job working, I want to say at a college, coaching basketball or something.
Ohio State.
Yeah, they did an article about it, and apparently he's done, Obviously, never worked out in the NBA, but he's made all right for himself. Like he found something to do, and he's happy. It's like, hey, good for him.
Well, fun fact: JT Triple Crown 24 went to Ohio State, and Greg Oden was in one of his classes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, guaranteed. He said that. He said he had him in one of his classes. I said, so were you like?
Ken in the comment section is right about the rule about Series 1 Young Guns. You have to play a game. But the thing is, by the time they released it, he had played a game. So if they had wanted to gamble, they technically could have still done it if they had really. And also they have they can go to the league and ask for certain exceptions. They are allowed to ask for exceptions for things if they're willing to gamble and take the chance. And the league can allow them to do it if they wish.
Yeah, because Lafreniere didn't. He was in Series 1, and he hadn't played.
You can't ask. You can't ask.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't think it's as strict as the rookie card logo that they have to play in so many games or something like that before they can have that logo put on. Victor would know all about that stuff.
Bro, what is up with that? I can't pronounce his name. You just said it. Lafreniere. Dude, I thought he was going to be this big deal, man.
Yeah. He's a fourth line grinder now.
Not so much.
Yeah,
so he's not. He's on track. He's on track and winding up in my gallery of goats.
He could be.
I just need to, I just need you to like.
Yeah.
There's still a chance. There's still a chance.
But unlike Patrick Steffen, you'll find lots of Lafrenieres.
You will. Yeah, you will.
Yes. Well, and I know there's still people in Quebec that are big on him. They still haven't given up the ship yet.
Well, I guess look, in all seriousness, and I want to finish the thought on the question you had, but just a quick thing on Lafreniere. The problem is there's different types of busts too. We got to remember because Alexander Daig was a major bust. But here's the thing: he still played like 10 years. Yeah, and he was effective at what he was. Like he just never became the superstar they thought he would become. Right. But like he was in the league collecting a check. Like it's not like he didn't find something to do. So I guess bust relative to the expectation. But if you just say, hey, you're going to play in the professional league for 10 years, that doesn't seem like a complete failure to me. Like the Greg Jeffries one is fun too because he was an all-star. Like he had some good seasons. He was just never the superstar that he was being played off to be.
Right. Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
You could do worse. Like you could do worse. There's no shame in spending 10 years being a pro and being paid, and at least you got something out of it.
Or what about Mark Appel? He was the first overall draft pick for the Astros.
Oh, okay. Yeah. God, there you go. There's a lot of first overall draft picks that just never worked out. I think Brian Taylor would probably be more in the real bust category because he never even got on the field really. 93 Topps Gold. You could get the autograph card. I remember the last expo I set up at, the factory sets were out, and we would bust those things, and we were paying $400 for the factory set and selling the Brian Taylor for $300. Yeah, and you couldn't keep them. People were just scooping them up all day long. You just go back and it's like, oh, I sold my Brian Taylor. I guess I'll go buy another one. And then what you do is you sell, back in the day, you would sell your Ripkins and your Mattingleys and your Maguires and, some of the bigger names, all their gold cards just to make up for the $400 you spent on it. And then everything else is pretty much gravy. So it makes a lot of sense. So mentioning your question about the expo, I think I understood why they didn't put him in Series 1. They did put the draft card in there as kind of as kind of a thing. I think, but here's my kind of counter thought on this. Let's say they had asked for the exception. Let's say they had been granted and they had done it. The pre-sale price on that box would have been so crazy high with the new format and everything. It would have, as it is, the box price pre-sale was already up a little bit compared to normal. The Series 2 pre-sale, people are already up in like $200-300 US in some places they're asking. And it's like, this is months and months and months away. Imagine if he does play well. And then this is flagship. People are used to a certain price point for flagship, right? So like imagine like Topps baseball flagship, And imagine there's a great rookie that people are in, and for some reason you got short printed rookies, which is the Young Gun. The concept is they're a lit short printed being relative term, but yes, short printed ish. And imagine all of a sudden that you're asking $300 or $400 for Topps Baseball Series 1.
People would freak out.
Yeah, they'll be like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, this is flagship. This is the set builders still build these sets." So it's like, oh my god, we can't afford this. It would be tough. It actually might. It would actually, Mike, in a certain way, even though the demand would be like crazy and it would push the price up initially. By the time you got to Expo, it would actually put a cold water on sales, because people are like, okay, well, if I pay $400 a box, like I need like $800 for the Connor Bedard Young Gun, and everybody's like, I'm not giving you $800. It's the Young Gun. They made 100,000 of them, maybe more.
Yeah,
like you're crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just I just don't know what the hype is around the Series 1 right now. Like, who's the big chase in it outside of his draft card, which I think is an SP, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Not like super SP. Some people tried to play that off. I hear, from what I've heard from people who've opened up a fair bit of the product, it sounds like they're about 2 to 3 per case, which is still SP.
That's
like
pretty SP.
Yeah, but it's not like so SP. The first couple sold like for like $1,000. It's like, it's not that short printed, dude. Come down.
Right.
It's still going to be worth something for sure. And then when the real Young Gun comes out and everything, it'll probably be like 100, 100 and change, $200.
Right.
If he plays well, because it's still going to be desirable. It's still going to be, a first card out of flagship and everything, and a little bit SP'd. It's going to be way rarer than the Young Gun. The Young Gun, I think we'll have them as door stoppers. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
There'll be enough.
You might be. Yeah, there'll definitely be enough.
When does
then
come out typically?
Sorry?
When does Series 2 typically come out?
Like spring?
Yeah, like February or March.
He'll already played many, many months.
Yeah, we'll have a chance to evaluate him. So Ken's saying that he was in case break and didn't pull one Bedard SSP. I hear you, but I watched one where they pulled like 4, and I watched another one where they pulled 1, another one where they pulled 2. So it's just, your mileage may vary. That's why I'm saying about 2 to 3, like average it out.
And sets the world on fire, those prices will just go up even more.
That's why I'm thinking. I'm wondering if part of Upper Deck's thinking is they didn't want to put everything in Series 1 and then not leave some, because it's going to be months before we see Series 2, and so you'd be missing out. So let's say you put it right there up front. Cool, this is great. But is there going to be enough of a draw for Series 2 as the season goes? Because people like to speculate on the rookies. So Mike's question is like, who's in it? Apparently Matthew Nees, the Maple Leaf rookie. There's a couple of the goalies that some people are liking, who are holding some value, which is great. But
Levy, Levy guy from Buffalo.
Levi Levy, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a couple of players who are holding some value. So that's what's keeping the draw. Plus the parallels, the outbursts, and stuff like that. And there's some other short prints that are in there, and there's plenty of inserts and stuff, and some parallels to those inserts, and some of them look pretty good. So I think there's enough in there to keep people engaged. In a certain way, they're crossing their fingers. They're hoping Bedard plays well through the rest of the season, because that will push some of the value to Series 2. But you didn't want to completely ruin the ability to have something to draw people to Series 2. You want to be able to sell it in the spring, give them something to buy there. Chase.
Do most Young Gun collectors like the base or the canvas? Or does it?
The base is still the one that a lot of people like, but if you're like a savvy buyer, the canvas I think is a good value play in a lot of cases, because it's a cool card.
Yeah, and they usually grade out better than an actual.
What I was going to say. It seems like they would grade out better.
Yeah.
They got like 100%. A
100%.
textured, canvasy feel to them. Yeah, literally canvas, but they've got a textured feel to them. And again, they do some really cool pictures. I think for the player collectors and like the fans, they're really cool cards as a compliment. They're like, oh, get the Young Gun. It's like, I understand. I get what you're saying. But the canvas cards are pretty cool. There's some nice ones that go along with it. It's for the collector. It's a cool piece to add.
For sure. Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
Boys, we're at an hour. And so
I'm pretty sure. You guys going to start the live now?
No, I'm good with us shutting it down. We can keep bullshitting, but I'm going to shut down the live.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That was good.
And so, adios, fellas.
See ya. He's gonzo, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like that he said he was good with. By the way, we're still live. At least that's what it
Are
says.
we?